Charlotte or Dolly threw a great party. We all drank Bacardi, it got kinda gnarly. We're light as a feather, we're tougher than leather. Together we're weirder together.
Hello, welcome to another Weirder Together. I'm Ione Sky.
And I'm Ben Lee, and today I am grateful for the dignified way that you introduce our podcast sometimes. When I start, I feel like I enter chaotically. You enter genteelly, ladylike.
You're like an old school radio host, like from the 70s, like
morning radio, shock jock.
The zingers.
But it's a beautiful, crisp, cool Sydney winter day.
And you made it down the mountain. 5-hour drive there and back with 17s.
Yeah, I'm back safe and sound. Look,
17-year-old teens.
Yeah, and it was, it was a good challenge. It was, I like, as our audience knows, the beautiful babies know, I have a taste for taking things to the edge sometimes, like Rufus Wainwright said in Cigarettes and Chocolate Milk. Everything I like is just a little bit deadly. And
but not in the way that other musicians would be.
Straight up, no, this is not, I am not.
Your brand of taking it.
I don't want fentanyl. I want to put myself in a minivan and see if I can survive a few hours of Ashniko remixes.
Or like a 7-hour meditation back in the day.
Yeah, going hard.
Just going hard on comfortable things, but not in the way you would think.
But some great surprises on the weekend. I want to shout out a band called the Pingers from the Snowy Mountains. We went on a tour of the Yarrangobilly Caves, which are these caves in the Kosciuszko National Park, or as it's pronounced in Polish, Kosciuszko. Mm-hmm. And the tour guide was a punk rocker.
And a pinger is a whippet.
True. Now, I've got to say, you were being praised last night by Holiday Sidewinder for your correct pronunciation of Melbourne. I was like, Holiday, this is nothing. Ione's gone so much deeper. I feel like you mastered Melbourne and Brisbane in your first few weeks in Australia.
That's right.
You're onto slang names for whippets.
That's right. I am. I've got the slang down. Never the accent, and I never will probably get the accent down, but I love slang. I love learning all the ins and outs.
I know. I was explaining to her that
Aussie slang is so good.
And you love etiquette. Like, you take great pride in doing the right thing at the right time. And I feel like picking up those pronunciations, like, I would expect nothing less of you, to be honest.
It's true. Melbourne, that just happened to me. I just didn't elongate it.
Yeah.
And then, but on this, you were in these caves, and the woman from the Pingers was turning off the lights of the tour.
Well, because there's no light in there. Like, we went on a 90-minute underground tour into these incredible caves, and at one point she was like, "I'm turning off the lights." And now we went into pitch black, like the way it was in Moby's wine cellar in Wolf's Lair. And that's a story for another occasion. Yeah. But then she said, "If anyone in here happens to be a singer, this is your moment." And I was trying desperately to think of something funny to kind of, and irreverent to break the silence with, like a TikTok sound, or, like that song, "You Never Take Me to Bangladesh," or something. But nothing came. And I really feel like I let the side down.
Is there like a cave song, or I would
like the Flintstones. Now you're saying it like
sure.
something, something like that.
I would overthink it myself.
It didn't land, and I had an opportunity to humiliate my teenage daughter to such a profound degree, and I fumbled the ball.
Yeah, and I heard one of the little kids on the tour called you Dad at one point.
Oh no, that wasn't on the tour. That was at the that big merino in Goulburn. That big giant ram where they sell. We was there, and this little kid just came out and went, "Dada!"
I love wow. You thought I would know what that was.
I feel like we've stopped there, haven't
maybe we have.
I mean, I've stopped so many times on tour there.
Yeah, and you always take me with you, at least in your heart or your imagination.
Yeah, that's right. And then got back, came back from the thing.
Straight into it.
Straight out to party like a grown-up.
I had forgotten because I was alone. I'd come back from shooting in Melbourne, and I came back, and I was just like just dawdling around the house, chilling, just, in pajamas. And then you come in and you're like, "We got to go in 20 minutes to Dave's party." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And then I just slapped on some weird outfit.
Yeah.
And I thought
You looked good. What do you mean?
Well, at first I thought I looked like a waitress, and you were like, "You look like a extra in a Paula Abdul video.
I
and
say
it's
that with
amazing.
the utmost. That's a compliment.
Absolutely. It was, and I said, I look like a waitress in a Paula Abdul video.
Wait, can we just slow down? How are you pronouncing Abdul? You're adding like an umlaut or something over the U?
I'm overexcited about this story.
Okay, so tell me what you were doing first. What are you calling her?
Paula Abdul.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. I think
know.
you said Paula Abdul, which is amazing. It's like
Sorry, Paula.
Anyway, so we went out for a great dinner.
I'm leaning into this is what I'm just saying. I'm overexcited about my look.
Oh yeah, your look. I love how your looked.
It's very 80s. The hair, the shirt had a kind of, it almost needed a bolero, but I never would have worn a bolero. I God bless people who wear boleros.
Well, like me at my bar mitzvah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It had a brooch, but it was giving kind of like 80s, kind of not Western, but there was something like as if I had shoulder pads.
Totally.
I had big hair. I don't know, but it was good. People are digging it.
Now your hair is like, people want it big.
They want it big. And I love that. Jerry Hall had she always had her hair over to the side. I want big hair. And I was at this club. We'll talk about the club, but I was at the club and I was waiting in line for the bathroom, and it's youngins because we are
youngins going clubbins.
A little older. And these girls said, I love your curly hair. And I hadn't even done it properly, where all the tutorials of how to do your curls. Like it just was frizz. And they were digging the frizz.
I love how unanimous the love of your big hair is. Like whether it's youngins in the club. I remember David Netto saying, never straighten your hair. You know, at the category. Like people want big hair from you.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sorry, go ahead.
People with curls, sometimes they do go against it themselves with the curls, which is sad.
I love those moments every now and then when you've had your big hair on and you connect with another big-haired curly girl out at the club, and there's a real look of like, you know, it's like, I guess, Jeep drivers putting little ducks on each other's cars. Well, do you guys do that? What do you do between curly-haired girls?
Just, a little look with the eyes.
Recognition.
Speaking of youngins.
But wait, that club. Let's talk about that club.
Great.
Yeah. Tell me about that club, because that was a great party.
It was so good. So we went to, I love this kind of night and a birthday where you have a dinner party, and it was in this fab restaurant that Vito
Like Clarence
had.
on V or something it was called.
Clarence on V, perhaps. We had a big table. I love a big dinner party, and it was a great group. And then we walked to this club, which
Second location.
I had a party at the Chateau that had 3 locations within the Chateau Marmont, which was pretty
huge,
incredible, huge. But anyway, second location was a church club. Well, it was a church called was not called Ex Citizen. That was the name of the cool band that played the guy.
Oh yeah, that guy was awesome.
It was Unholy Playhouse.
Okay,
I think that's the name of the church. Anyway, there's controversy. It hasn't been a church for a long time.
Like
but
30 years, right?
Yeah, it was a historic Sydney church transformed into a mainly queer performance venue. And it has spurred some backlash from a Christian community, I guess.
Which to me is just so, I mean, first, it hasn't been a church for 30 years.
That's right.
But also, like, ultimately, anything you can do to, like, get culture and nightlife going, like, it's an empty space. Use it. Have some fun in there.
Absolutely. And of course, I think that I always have said that like spaces like that feel very safe.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's something about Catholicism and like the ornate aesthetics and everything that lend itself to being integrated into queer culture and nightlife? Like I'm thinking it goes back to like Madonna, you know, like a virgin and like a prayer and all that. Like there's something about like queer dance culture and Catholicism that go together.
The Limelight in New York.
Right. What is it?
Maybe it's so clearly what's good and bad, and just the look, the priest and the nun and the Jesus, his body. I don't know, just everything.
Yeah,
like
having a hot Jesus.
Washing the feet. And it's a lot of religions have a beautiful sensuality with candles and fruit and offerings, and I just think religion is it's sensual, at its best.
Yeah.
And also at its best, communal. And that's a nice thing.
Good point.
But at its worst, we know we can list what the worst things are.
Yeah, exactly. So Dave and Carla did a great party.
Great party. So Frida's, which is their brand, and they have had clubs, and then now they bring the club to the club. They bring their brand to the club. So whenever you hear about Frida, either it's Fire on the Deck,
Dave or DJ Krabby.
Or DJ Krabby. That's those DJ names. If you hear those people or Frida's doing something, go. If you want to have a nice dance, then you're like, wait, I see Ben and Ione having fun. Just go to what they're doing.
Yeah, it's always good.
So it was fun. And then this guy called Ex-Citizen performed, and it was fabulous.
And his thing was like, before he came on, Chris Colonna was saying, he was like, oh, have you seen this guy? He's like Kraftwerk meets Iggy Pop. And I was like, okay, that's fascinating. And then he came out and it really was like that. He was like an amazing mover. Like he kind of reminded me of like Mick Jagger or something, the way he moved.
Yes. And he had it was like he was performing just right behind the DJ booth, and it was kind of still early on, and there was like not tons of people, but people were dancing behind him and a little bit below him. So it was almost like when you have a DJ in a club doing techno and stuff, and they're sort of in the mix. So he was kind of in the mix of the crowd a little, but he had like lyrics and visuals behind that he was singing in time to them, which I thought was really, I don't know how he knew how to do that. Hang on,
which bit are you confused by?
I'm not confused.
Okay. He had the visuals synced up to his tracks.
Yeah. But his lyrics.
Well, right, because if you've got music to a track,
but wasn't he singing the lyrics?
Yeah, but they're always going to be in the same place every time because it's to the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not confused, but it was impressive.
Yeah. Totally.
Maybe it's not impressive.
No, it's pretty standard. Like when you go see a show, there's often visuals synced up, but
the lyrics.
But they were good visuals too. Yeah.
And the words were synced up
to
what he was. I don't know. I thought that was cool.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Anyway.
You're a cheap date. It's good.
I'm a cheap date. And but he was good. It's like, when someone just has it and they're just great, and it's just, you can't tell why. And he was loose and just running all over the place.
And then you had that interaction, that curly haired interaction, and it was just left. We didn't stay too long. I feel like our thing with clubbing is like we're out of there often by midnight, and then you hear like, oh yeah, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It was just popping off, and it's like, you know what? Those days, I don't know. I don't want to say it like those days are behind me, but it would take a lot to keep me out until sunrise.
Were you ever out until sunrise?
Yeah.
A lot?
A fair amount. I remember in New York in the 90s, I had like a dentist appointment at 1 p.m. and it felt early because I would be out like all night and then sleeping, for half the day. So that was, that's what your 20s are for, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I went out a lot, but I either around midnight had a like Cinderella thing. I just start feeling a little nervous, or like an animal instinct. I just want to get indoors. Or, I don't know. I rarely stayed out super late, but in New York, you always stayed a little bit later, but I wasn't but I would sleep in anyway.
I feel like we have a good happy medium where we will we'll still put ourselves in kind of situations and dynamics that are, they're not as common as you get older, yet we know when to call it. You know what I mean? We're not delusional about our middle age.
Having said that, I've never felt more geriatric than when my daughter played a Girl in Red song in the car last week to me.
Now, what was this song?
Say Anything.
Named after your movie from the 80s.
Say Anything, named after my movie. And it was really, so my daughter also likes to kind of wind me up. So she was telling me the lyrics. She was like, firstly impressed. She loves that song. She was excited that this band she loves was playing a movie I was in. And
I've got the lyrics here. Girl in Red says, "It's an old movie. You probably don't know it, but my mother showed me years ago." Now, the levels of disrespect.
Firstly, I have to say, I'm actually I feel awesome about being old. I feel proud, and I feel kind of because we run in a younger crowd because of you. And also just, I don't know. I like young and old, but for some reason our group of friends here are a little bit younger than me, like quite a bit. But I feel proud, like, and they look up to me, and we also can kiki, and we also can vibe. But so I'm not saying old is bad, but I'm just saying the lyrics in this song, it's a romantic song about, the say anything thing if you don't know. He plays a song out the window, and it's sort of like, that like she's being romantic about it. But it's a song she's explaining. It's one character in the song saying to the other, I heard this song from a film from years ago that my mother played that you might not know about. It's like, what is she referring to? Like Casablanca?
Yeah, it's almost like this movie has been like dusted off, taken off an old shelf, like the reel to reel, and dusted off and handed like a family heirloom or like Egyptian hieroglyphics. Like, see, you may not grasp this because it comes from another time and place, but do your best. And,
it's so, she makes it sound a bit old timey, but I'm still honored, and it is old timey, I guess, man. It is. I do get like a shock when people are like, I was born in 96 or whatever. And that they're like, and I'm the older one in my group. And
it is.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
But you know what's funny about it? That as much as young people look at, say, the 90s as sort of this bygone era that they can't relate to, they're also so insanely jealous of people who grew up in those eras, like pre-social media, pre-phone.
I know.
So, let them take their swings. It's okay. We lived it.
It's okay. And I learned from them. I'm learning terms like dysregulation.
Oh, yeah.
This group say a lot.
Yeah. What does it mean exactly?
Well, it's like I've heard it on, Janet from the Valley said it, and also Abby from Love on the Spectrum. And I just think it means when you're basically got like set off by something.
Like overwhelmed, and triggered and all that. Speaking of 90s nostalgia, youth
things.
culture, we went to the Otherworld Zine Fair in Glebe this weekend, and it was awesome. It was like, it was weird because there was like hundreds of independent zine makers about all kinds of stuff, all kinds of niche interests and tributes and jokes and political activism. But it was all like a celebration of just this like DIY culture and your own special interests. And I just loved it.
I know. I brought my zine that one stall that I loved that this dude had. This is Yoyogi Sessions. So it's sort of based on, they were all Japanese, his zines that he made.
Show it to the camera. Just so you can
Yoyogi
get it.
Park. Yeah. So that's, I've been there before. In Japan, people go. It's like a tourist thing. But one of the older, so this is this cool zine. So, one of the groups that were one of the original groups were the Rockabillys or the Rock and Rollers. So these guys, I love, this guy must have been, so if you can't see,
So it's like a photo zine,
it's
right?
a photo
Black and white
zine.
photo zine.
And I'm looking at the Rockabilly Japanese dudes and women who dress up, they love Elvis, they love bikers, the Rockabillys. And it's just, it's so well done. And just these dudes, it's cool that he's got these old ones who've probably been doing it since the 70s.
Very chic. Naturally, you are drawn to like a very stylish
I
high-end
know.
zine.
And then one other one, Mountain Movers in Training, which is very beautifully shot as well, of sumo wrestlers. But it's just this guy he took, his name is Panda Kiro or Kiro, nice to meet you. I don't know what his name is. Let me shout him out quickly. Here we go. Kiro, nice to meet you. I think that's his Instagram might be.
We'll put his tag up.
Yeah, I'll put his tag up if you want to look at his stuff. And of course, I want a big version to put on a wall and just be so chic in my interior designing. But yeah, I'm excited to go. We're going to Japan. But anyway, and he was from Laos, actually, the guy who had this.
Cool.
But zines, any type of zine. I also got one last thing.
Yeah.
I don't have it with me, but it was like a watercolor stuck together, sort of like a moving little magazine. And it was called, of course, I love cutie pie things. It was called Sweet Girl. And it was just a sweet girl watercolor with a sweet brush, a little sweetie, and like a little sweet girl necklace. It was all like little watercolors. And I'm a sweet girl, and I like the sweet girl.
You are a sweet girl. My favorite discovery at the Zine Fair was this girl, Kate Dunn, who is on Instagram under Moon Fur Hat. And she does these kind of collage-y pop culture. This is so my kind of vibe. This little zine is called Hotness Review, 80s Australian Newsreaders.
Will you read too?
Sure. Here we have Greg Pearce from 10 News Perth, 1983 to 2012.
And it shows a picture.
Yeah. And it says his vibe, calm and collected, has the aura of a basketball dad in an American movie, but not in an overly pressuring his son to play so he can live vicariously through him kind of way. Appearance, wholesome, but I'll say it, a little bland. The grey on grey suit doesn't help. Overall, 6 out of 10. And just rating these guys. Wait, where was... Oh, yeah, this one I love.
The highest grade anyone got was like I think 6.
Oh, this guy, Richard Moorcroft, ABC News Sydney, 1982 to 2001, vibe, love it. He looks like he could slug a man so hard in the face that when he goes down, he stays down. But he also looks like he has opinions on literature, a true Renaissance man. Appearance, Will Ferrell, but hotter, dignified, but a little loose around the edges. Love the green tie. Overall, 8.5 out of 10. Maybe higher if he has a smooth voice. Frankly, haven't listened to you, but loved it. And then she also made these other cool ones. This is one called Things I Found at Salvo's, and another one called How to Have a Zara Larson Summer Every Day. Summer is a state of mind. And they're just really cool little pop culture artifacts. And I don't know, zines.
And the crowd, lots of face masks, lots of...
It was an incredibly woke crowd, a lot of gender diversity, a lot of masking indoors, autoimmune diseases. Like this is... I think there is a crossover in the Venn diagram between zine makers and autoimmune disorders. Big crossover.
My kind of people.
Yeah. So it was really, really fun.
That was so fun. And then last night, King Street Crawl.
Okay. King Street Crawl has become the most important day in the Australian music calendar.
And we happen to be King Street Crawlers.
We are King Street Crawlers living in Newtown, and... for people who don't know, every venue in the area basically programs live local music all day into the night. And it is an awesome vibe. The streets are full of young people just seeing as much music as they can.
And I was thinking what also makes the vibe feel so good. And there's an absence of industry, even radio people.
Like South by Southwest, CMJ, like all these things end up becoming sort of corporate monstrosities. King Street Crawl is 11 years in, and it is still this community event, and it is so exciting.
Is Jazz Fest or the in New Orleans the
Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras, do they have corporate presence?
I haven't been to Mardi Gras. Jazz Fest, yes. I mean, there's no way you can scale a festival that big without starting to have advertising, and this is basically like free music for music fans, and really is not just what Sydney needs. This is what Australia needs more of. Like, teaching young people, getting young people in the habit of seeing live music and being passionate about it.
And
it's
it
really
brings
cool.
a lot of dough to the community as well. Like people are going to the restaurants
drinking
and like walking around. So that's great. And it just is a vibe. It's such a communal vibe. We missed Sex Mask.
Yeah.
But we did see Tropical Fuckstorm.
Okay. Now I was really excited for you to see Tropical Fuckstorm because they are, to me, like Gareth Liddiard is sort of like Gillian Welch. Like I'll just see him play anytime I can because it's always good. What did you think of Tropical Fuckstorm?
Well, first I have to shout out to Kate, yet again, my kid, who told us about them.
Yeah.
They
Huge
were in a
Drones fan.
They were in a band called The Drones, or he was in a band called The Drones. I came with an open mind and an open heart, and I just knew it was going to be good. But the Enmore Theatre was a great venue to see this band in, just because it was like the perfect amount of people and not too crazy, and you could just see the stage, but it was like enough of a vibe. I thought they were unbelievable. Like the songs, it's so nice. You don't know when they're going to end. That was the kind of Pink Floyd-y aspect of it. There was like a metal aspect, super funky. Like right away, I'm like, wow. And so it's like what is the genre? It's sort of...
I think it's like post-rock. Like
Post-rock,
it's sort of
it's so
like
good.
Slint or something like that. But it really is funky. And they like, the thing that's weird about their music is they kind of like, it changes a lot and it's complex, but they never lose that sensuality. Like that band fucks the audience.
Yeah. Oh my God. The best lovers. Because really, like there's no part that dips down where you're like, why did they lose their groove? Why did they stop touching me the way I wanted them to touch me? And it's sort of unexpected at times, but it keeps going exactly. The drummer, it's 3 women and the lead singer, Gareth. The drummer was phenomenal. Also, we bumped into Zia, who's in a band called the Dandy Warhols. And the guitar player was wearing a strapless dress and heels. And Zia says to me, I could never play, because she's in the band, with a strapless top and and heels. And I'm like thinking, she performed topless. That was her shtick. And I was like, I love that would she not want a strapless top because it's too, like, it might fall down?
I think that's the thing. I think Zia's like, if the Tatars are coming out, they're coming out. She's not leaving it to chance.
No, it's like, I want to be in control of the narrative. They're out the whole time. But this band, I have so much to say. Will I ever be able to put into words the way some music writers, what are they called? Reviewers?
Musicians? Music critics?
Critics, journalists write so beautifully about music. The way his music, his solo stuff, and Tropical Fuckstorm, the band, it kind of scratches this certain itch of, it reminds me of other bands or songs that, I don't know, it's like it holds this space when you're listening to it that is so specific, I'll never be able to describe it.
It makes me feel so inspired, and I don't even know why.
Yeah,
I feel like energized by it.
Energized, but there's also a kind of like, songs make you feel a longing or a kind of like, ugh. There's like a feeling there as well. It's inspiration, but also it's like, maybe because it's like gritty and dirty and his words are kind of like complicated, but it's also in the tone. Maybe it's Gareth's tone. He puts you in a certain space that's so, it's like delicious, but it's a bit hard. And anyway, but they were so loose and polished at the same time. The stances, they all had the best stances. There's certain points where they would sort of dance together and around each other in a way where you can tell they love playing together. And meanwhile, they tour 24/7 practically. So I can't believe they're still enjoying it so much. But they all of a sudden would start to kind of dance on the stage a bit. But everyone's style of playing their instruments was so cool.
Yeah,
that's all. Period.
Period, sis. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Gareth Liddiard, best songwriter in Australia. I don't know, Tropical Fuckstorm, best band in Australia. It's very possible. And this is an under-recognized phenomenon.
But like,
I mean, so good.
Iggy Pop loves them.
Iggy Pop loves they're big around the world. They're just not a band that I think Australia knows what to do with.
Classic.
Yeah, it is
classic Australia.
And,
but they're so firstly, I have so many questions about them. We might have him on the pod and I'll just ask him all these questions. But yeah, I forgot my question.
But you were saying also like they're such a musicians band, like watching musicians flipping out about them.
Oh yeah, I
right?
loved watching. We were with our friend Holiday Sidewinder, who's a musician, and then her
and Zia too,
partner, who's a musician. But I liked watching you all watch them, and it was like a master class, a master class in performance, a master class in. Just like he had no banter, it was amazing. But the songs never ended; one went into the next. And it just took you on this ride, and it was just so good. But also the last thing I wanted to say, like, about Gareth. Oh yeah, what's Australian about it?
Why does it feel so? Well, I mean, you could say the obvious thing, like he sings in an Aussie accent, which I'm always grateful for. But there's something about the world that now, I don't know him personally, but his persona and the world of his character in his songs, his storytelling, it taps into this very unique Australian sort of seedy underbelly of culture. it's sort of a world of like Mr. In Between. There's a rough. It's funny because we're such a friendly culture, but there is a scary side. There's a scary underbelly of like, drugs and sleaze, and it just to me like, but there's like a survival thing that, when Bob Dylan says to live outside the law, you must be honest.
No, but
okay,
wow.
That's a great Bob Dylan lyric, right? But to me, that's the world of Gareth Liddiard. Like, it's actually the world of like criminals and freaks and sleaze, but there is honor amongst thieves. And that is the world that feels like a very uniquely Australian kind of musical crime drama.
Yes. I feel so grateful right now thinking about this, that to be able to be in a culture right now that that there can be sleaze and kind of all this stuff, but ultimately it's safer, much safer than a lot of other places.
Yeah, well, it's an underground crime drama with less guns.
Yeah. I mean, of course, there's, every country has its horrors, but that in a certain aspect, you can have like sleaze without kind of fearing your life mainly.
Sure. As we're just also briefly touching on this 90s nostalgia thing, I did want to say my Japanese shows are on sale now. There's a Tokyo show and an Osaka show.
81 days from now.
And that's what
I
your
think I keep
calendar
getting
said.
an alert on my Qantas app of how many days until Tokyo.
But the big news is Shonen Knife have been added to the Osaka show.
Wow.
Who were just a really influential Japanese garage pop band.
Amazing.
Kurt Cobain was a huge fan of them. They were a part of that wave of
We're
90s.
bringing our 90s shtick all over the world.
And our friend's funeral are going to be coming too. They happened to be in Asia, I think playing a show in Vietnam or something. And Tay said to me, do you think I can get on the show? I was like, email moving people. And they sorted it out. So it's just going to be really, really fun. So those tickets are on sale now. And if you came to any of my shows in the 90s or early 2000s in Japan, come again. I'd love to reconnect. I really feel like this. And Ione, you'll be there, and you had an art show there. Like, I think it's going to be nice to just reconnect with our Japanese brethren and
I'd love
sisters,
it.
Of alternative culture over there.
Maybe we can see Charlie Brown's daughter.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is exciting.
It is really
very
exciting. So you're headed off today back to your project that I guess we still under NDAs can't talk a lot about.
I could talk about the project. I just can't say one aspect
anything.
of
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I could say that John Goodman's on the
Yeah,
cast.
well, it was announced, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very excited, very proud of you, watching you work very hard on this character.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm still working on the character. I hope that I get it before my big speech tomorrow, but I'm taking my lines on the move, because my scene is this next scene. I'm walking. So I learned my lines, and then I just was practicing them whilst walking.
So now you're acting and walking, and then today you were playing solitaire and walking.
Yes.
You discovered solitaire on the treadmill
That
at
helped.
Fitness First Newtown. And are we entering an era of you doing everything while you're walking?
That's I can become one of those walkers. In LA, there was a couple of them. One was in Silver Lake, the Silver Lake Walker.
Yeah.
Those people that just walk.
Yeah, I
They
remember
walk.
Josh Homme saying that in the desert, because he grew up in Palm Springs or Joshua Tree, there's always like a weird guy on meth just walking like on the side of the highway.
Well, this Silver Lake Walker, I don't think that was it, but you know who's also a walker is David Sedaris.
Ah, yeah, he loves to walk and pick up trash.
Yeah, and he walks 10 miles a day, I think.
Beautiful. Beautiful babies. Thank you for tuning in. I mean, what an episode full of culture.
So much culture.
Yeah, love it.
And we got through a little personal thing. We got through a fight really well, I think.
Yeah, we had
Oh my God, it was so funny though. So we had a fight in the morning, and then I went to the Marrickville markets with my mom and my daughter, and that you have to there's a parking lot, and I dropped them so they could start shopping, and for some reason, so I get on the phone to kind of continue the fight, and and they start hovering around the car to help me find parking, and it was so funny. I don't know.
You're like, I am fighting with my husband.
I was just like, go shopping.
Yeah.
And then I get out of the car, and for some reason, I don't know if they were just feeling needy, but they were like hanging around me a lot, and I was like, I need to finish my fight.
Yeah,
but,
fighting does require it requires a quiet space.
Yeah,
you know,
and
you
they
gotta
both gave me
dedicate
very
it.
nice words of wisdom and really sweet. They're very wise.
I know, your mum said to me, just breathe.
Oh, and she gave me some nice advice that would help us. And then I thought we were very mature and we got through it.
We got through it.
Because I pretended the couples therapist woman was with
Orna
us.
from Couples
Yeah.
Therapy.
What would she do? What would she say?
Beautiful babies, thank you for tuning in. We will be back with
We
you next
love
week.
you.
Love ya.
Together we're weirder together.